A rainy evening in New York, a former boxer named Jack Coleman sat on a bench at the corner of the street, covering his face with his hands. Once a feared name in the ring, Jack was now struggling to get by, working odd jobs just to make it through the day. The blows he had taken throughout his life hadn't just battered his body, they had worn down his spirit as well. He had lost everything and was now merely a shadow of the man he used to be. That night, he found himself standing in front of one of the city's biggest sports gyms. Through the glass windows, brightly lit posters displayed a name that caught his attention: Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was scheduled to appear at an event there that evening. Jack wanted to step inside, if only to escape the cold for a little while, but he knew he wouldn't be allowed in. Still, he walked toward the entrance and stopped silently in front of the security guard. Just as he was about to turn back, a voice came from inside. "Hey, man, you want to come in?" Jack lifted his head. That voice, it was one he had only heard in movies and TV shows for years. Dwayne Johnson stood at the door, looking right at him. For a moment, there was silence. Jack stared at Dwayne in disbelief, then lowered his gaze. "I don't think so, man. This place isn't for guys like me." Dwayne furrowed his brow. "What are you talking about? Come on in, let's talk," he said, placing a hand on Jack's shoulder. Jack hesitated, but before he knew it, he had taken a step inside. The massive gym was illuminated with bright lights, rings, weights, dedicated athletes pushing themselves. It was a world Jack had once belonged to, but had long since drifted away from. As Dwayne looked at Jack's face, he immediately recognized him as a former fighter. The tired eyes, the cracked hands, the faint break in his nose, he had seen these marks before. "I can tell you used to fight," he said. Jack sighed. "Yeah, a long time ago, but that's over now." Dwayne smiled. "For real fighters, nothing is ever really over. You just have to know how to start again." Jack averted his eyes. "I appreciate it, Dwayne, but my time has passed. I'm not who I used to be." But Dwayne didn't back down. "I've failed many times too, but I never gave up." "Do you want to take back control of your life, Jack?" he asked. Jack hadn't given a real answer to that question in a long time, but something stirred inside him. He wanted to remember the man he used to be. That night, Dwayne and Jack talked for hours. Dwayne told him that life could knock a person down, but what mattered was standing back up again. A fighter didn't just battle in the ring. He fought in life too. "If you want to, meet me here tomorrow morning. I'll give you another chance," Dwayne said. Jack nodded but remained hesitant. "I don't know. No one believes in me anymore." Dwayne stepped closer, his expression serious. "This isn't about what others think, Jack. It's about whether you believe in yourself. I'll be here tomorrow. If you truly want this, show up and start over." That night, as Jack lay in bed, he felt the war raging inside him. A spark he hadn't felt in years had begun to ignite deep within. By morning, he picked up his old, worn-out boxing gloves. When he looked in the mirror, he wanted to see the fighter who had once stepped into the ring. He made a decision. And right on time, he walked into the gym, standing beside Dwayne Johnson, ready for a new beginning.